Okay.
Oops.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy. I'm Director of Youth Secretary Family Services. I'd like to welcome you all to our virtual opening of Sk'ai Zeh Yah, Children of Chiefs House. So to begin, we will have Darlene McIntosh, who would like to make our opening. Darlene is an elder of Lake Lake First Nation. She is a Grouse Path, daughter of Mary Paul of Lake Lake and Peter Zatorsky of Prince George. She is the daughter of Elsie George from Cypress First Nation and Augusta Claw of Lake Lake. Darlene is devoted to family. She is married over 40 years to Neil McIntosh and is mother to Blake Boyd and Kyle, and a dedicated grandmother to Jake and Pine. Darlene is part of the Lake Lake Health Elders, working as a community liaison ambassador. Darlene comes from a long line of healers and is a sought-after healing touch practitioner, working with individuals and groups. In particular, she was recently invited by the First Nations Health Authority to attend three of their conferences. She is a founding member of the Women's Spirit Keepers and is often at the center of women's gatherings, mediation, prayer, and healing. Welcome, Darlene. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's my honor and pleasure as an elder of Sk'ai Zeh Yah to be here. I have a tour of this beautiful facility, and this is really a gift to the Prince George community, and it's a gift to our youth, which kind of it's about time this has happened. So it is a beautiful place, and I can see that there's dedication. So it does hurt. And I know that the foundation is so happy that there's been that family services as well. So we take a nice deep cleansing breath for the whole body. And this deep cleansing breath. So as we breathe into our body, we reconnect to ourselves at a deeper level. And then we also are connecting with all our groups supporting this one open and opening. We take the next breath down into our feet. And we leave the ground with our earth. And to remember that this is a new day and beginning possibilities. And this we are grateful. We would like to communication of the online tradition around for over 9,000 years is supported by the evidence. The changes that take place over thousands of years in plants. Enduring strength, courage, and poetry for our peoples. Our governments without us have balance and harmony with our brothers and sisters of other First Nation people. Like between this planet flower, crop, and seed, house, food, Uber, saw, and better sus. Through this system, we know what our family connections are. Through our oral history, these legends take our travels, our communication territories, our creative practices with all peoples. We remember the most steadfast on the previous blessings, and that is our traditional territories. Our ancestors have always welcomed people to our territories. On behalf of Sk'ai Zeh Yah elders, our youth, community members, and community council, it is absolutely our honor to welcome each and every one of you, and also virtually for coming and being here. And we're very honored to welcome you to our traditional territories. So, with the grand opening and what's supported, we need to support our youth, our So very important. So, if we can bow our heads, please. We together are going to create a sacred ceremony. I know we'll be here so that we're grounded into actually what will be taking place, be present to the very moment. So we call on the Creator, the grandfathers and grandmothers to come be with us today. We ask this beautiful day for new beginnings and peace, joy, and prosperity for each and every one that is present today. We come to celebrate the grand opening of Persecuting Family Services Youth Center. Along with this wonderful event, we also want to celebrate National Child Day. So often, our youth are neglected for whatever reasons. Today, we honor our children as they are our future. Children bring joy and happiness to our souls. Let us bring joy and happiness to their souls. We are blessed to be able to honor both the elderly of the center that will protect and nurture our youth for the future. And also always remembering that our children have rights. As we now receive the quiet energies of the Lord, let us rejuvenate body, mind, and spirit. Let us wrap the energies of nature around us, bringing the energies that will refresh our spirits, remembering that Creator is always with us. Creator, thank you for this beautiful gathering. Thank you for the gift of community. Thank you for bringing all who are present, ready and willing to work towards building a strong relationship with each other. It is said that we think we talk about it, expands into action. Mother Earth has been standing soft and every their heartbeat. Thank you for continuing to support us, allowing the essence to vibrate through us, interconnecting with all that is in and on the body. Creator, you are always present, during the healing, light, and unconditional love. You have chosen to be free, and with each step, growing in spirit. Know that Creator walks with you, feeling and experiencing life through you. May you walk softly in the earth, leading the footprints. Creator, welcome. On our oceans, we see. Thank you.
Sk'ai Zeh Yah Brownstone, Sadney Hickson DC, Smith, Max Brownstone, Steph, Christine Brownstone, Sylvie Halstead. I'm proud to stand here today and welcome Mary Teachy, introduce Mary Teachy, our Executive Director of Child and Family Services at Prairie County Family Services. Mary is Sk'ai from Carrier Taco Nation. Mary is a proud member of the Luxury Wolf Fund, and she holds a hereditary chief's name, Master White Wolf. Mary has been raised to live her culture, customs, laws, and traditions. She is the daughter of Sarah and William T. Mary has been devoted to the youth services program for many years. She has encouraged us when times were challenging and helped us to believe in ourselves and continue the important work that we do. We are thankful for her guidance and leadership. She is an amazing mentor, and we can't wait to work together in the center in the future.
Sk'ai Zeh Yah, honored guests. I'm Mary T.G. Malcolm Baboon. I'm very, very pleased and joyful and elated to be standing here today in our beautiful new building. It is only appropriate that we're opening this beautiful center, the Sk'ai Zeh Yah Center, on National Child's Day. National Children's Day is especially more poignant for our Indigenous children because they also have the rights protected under the United Nations Declarations of the Rights of Indigenous People, the right to their culture, the right to their language, the right to their land. And the center being open is built on the foundation of culture. So it's very exciting and it's very appropriate. It's been a long journey to get to this day. And so I must speak from my heart and my deep because my heart are my youth. And all those years ago when I started at Buchanan Family Services, about 17 years ago, one of the first roles I had was to help develop the youth program. And at the time, Mabel, being the visionary she was, she wanted it to be based in culture. And with the support of our executive director at the time, Warner Adam, and the board, we cobbled together some money, we scraped and clawed some little bit of money so we were able to start that youth program with maybe 5 staff. And at that time, Marilyn Jensen was one of my first employees, and she is now the director and has recently become an amazing leader. We had so many challenges back then with funding. We didn't have the ongoing funding. So we would dream of what we would have. We would dream that I dreamt that we would have youth workers in each of our communities, our 11 member nations. The youth themselves dreamed of a place that they called their own, that they dreamed of having a centers. So now we have all of the youth that are going to be going into the nations. We have funding that we're providing to the nation, so every nation will have a youth worker. We have a youth center in Vanderbilt. We're opening up one foundry, the youth center in Burns Lake, and of course this one. We have many of our youth that are in the early days that are now doing really well. One of the youth is now the chief of Yikuche, and he was one of the leaders, and you could tell back then that they were leaders, these young ones that stayed with us. I know that the difficulty when we first started Walk Tall, so we did have funding for a little while, we didn't have any more funding, but it was always something that I knew was important. Our nations, our leaders say our youth is our future, but many times there wasn't money to back that statement. So we, Preston, the Mill Kings worked for me, it's the same as Megan Hunt, and together we developed a proposal all those years ago, and that proposal spawned the Walk Tall program. And what we believed was that youth knew who they were, where they came from, had a sense of community that they would do better. We also, at the same time, with Dr. Travis Holland, established the youth culture camps through monies that we received from research. So all the monies that we received was not necessarily from NCFD. It was all from our tenacity and our thought that we needed to do something for youth. That talk was cheap and we needed to get money to help them. So all of those years of proposal writing, grant writing, of the support of the board, of the board having faith in us, of Warner, our CEO, having faith in us. This is why we're here today. We couldn't have done it without all of that support. I have an amazing staff. We had the lean years at college, during the Walk Tall years, we were literally sometimes month to month. And the one that led that team, that was Kayla Brownstone, was a young woman in her 20s that worked alongside me to make sure that the staff were paid, that we actually had money for the youth camps, that we had money for the services. And we literally would be budgeting, this is how many granola bars could we get this month. It was very, very difficult, but they stayed with me. They stayed with me. I had Leanne, I had Destiny, Julian, they stayed with me, even though I couldn't pay them as much as I wanted. So I'm so proud of you guys, and I can't even tell you how much this means to me. We also have a wonderful leader now. One of my dreams is always that I would have a youth director to oversee all the youth programming. Well, that dream is a reality in Amy Merritt. And again, she's been with me for the whole time, 17 years in different capacities. And she's amazing. She bosses me around. That's how good she is. Tells me what to do, where to go. But this, again, was her vision, her and Flint. But really, it was a vision of the youth, what they wanted. And there's certain things that we take for granted. We take for granted a shower, we take for granted laundry. And what we take for granted is that we have our beautiful treasures, our things that mean something to us. We have jewelry that means something to us, pictures that mean something to us. But when you're a young person on the street, where are you going to keep that stuff? That simple thing that we take for granted. And this youth center, they'll have little storage bins to keep their most prized possessions. I think we need to think about, when we talk about high-risk youth, we need to put it into context. That nobody chooses to be homeless. Nobody chooses to be addicted. Nobody chooses to be out there when it's -20 or -30. The reason we have these social issues, the reason that we have high-risk youth is because of the impact of colonization and the impacts of residential school. It's not their fault. And when we think about what we need to do to help and lift them up, we have to listen to them. We have to hear what their pains are. We have to hear what they need to be okay. We can't tell them. And I think that is so important that we have an amazing staff. We have staff that I can't say enough about, but we have staff that work for children in care that work here. They know what it is to be homeless. They know what it is to have been in care. And that's what you can feel in this building is their spirit. I have a few quotes about what home is, but I have more quotes from all the years I've been working with the youth, coming from the youth themselves since I started 17 years ago. One of the quotes from John Le Carre, the amazing writer, home is where you go when you run out of homes. And also from the author Stephanie Perkins, one of my favorites, is it possible for home to be a person, not a place? And again, no one chooses to be homeless, but I would argue that our youth that don't have a place to rest their head are not homeless. Because all of those youth come from a place. Those youth are ours. Those youth are coming from our communities. They're hurt because of our legacies, our atrocious legacy of colonization. But they do have a home, they are loved, and I want our youth to know that they are loved. I know that one of the youth, years ago, when I first started working, 15 years ago, and I called him, and he was in jail, and he had just recently been tested positive for HIV, so I talked to him. And one of the things he always he said to me, that always stayed with me, he said, when I left care, when I left foster care, I went back to my home community, but they didn't want me there. I didn't feel like I belonged. My foster parents didn't want me because they didn't get money from me. He said, so what happened is the prostitutes, the drug dealers, the homeless people became my family. The streets of Prince George became my home. He was 20 years old when he said that. He is now passed on. I think that is really important because if you think about what this place would mean to somebody like him now. There's a young youth also that when I first started youth and the youth program about 14 years ago, and I always say this quote because it's so appropriate. He said, and he was only 11 years old, he said, I dream of a day when I only have to read about the impacts of residential school, not have to live. We also developed the Walk Talk program, our youth program, based on research. One of the research that was done by Dr. Mark Chapman was they asked kids that were in high-risk lifestyles, whether they were living, whether they were drug dealing or they were living high-risk lifestyles on the streets. What would happen is some of them came off the streets and lived healthy lifestyles. So they asked those people, those young people, how did you get out of that lifestyle? How did you get out of living that high-risk lifestyle? And what the research showed was that they all said they had one person that they could count on. One person, a social worker, an elder, a mentor, a friend, that they could always count on. They called it one person they could call their own. Imagine if that one person was you. Imagine if that one home was this place. So I'm so honored for all our youth, on behalf of all our Sk'ai Zeh, past, present, and future, to welcome you into our beautiful space into our beautiful home. Masai.
Hey, we'll move our vehicle. Sorry.
Is that better? Yeah.
Is it good?
Okay, so what do I do? Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Okay.
Where are you cutting it?
I don't know, where do you want me to cut it?
Not
Right here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm proud to officially open our Sk'ai Zeh Yah, Children of Chief's House.
Oh, yeah. It's not on though, Robert. It's not on. It's not on now.
took, I'm sure there was a lot of direction given, direction Amy wanted her with that wanting done. And what I did was so everything was meant to be, everything after was meant to be, and I'm just really honored that Rob and wife Deanna are here today to be here because they're part of this journey. Both God really growing up had their own struggles in life, but through dedication, resilience, and strength, made a wonderful life for themselves. Rob God had first commitment to his clients, and he had a genuine desire to make them happy and keep them well. Flint has known Sienna since she was a youth, and when it came to who was going to do this building, that was the first thought in his mind was that, of course, it would have to be Sienna Ross this building because of the meaning of this and because from where they came from and how this really celebrates the youth and dedication and resilience and strength of our youth. And you epitomize that anybody can get to fulfill their dreams regardless of where they've been. And it is the spirit of you that will forever live here, and it's so appropriate. And it was the best choice from Flint to have you here. When renovating this youth center, Rob saw the work as more than a job and something that was close to his heart. He originally told Flint how honored he was to be part of the center's inception and how the work made him feel like he was contributing to betterment of the youth in our community that needed the support. It literally is a situation of paying it forward. I'm sure they had helped when you were struggling, and now you're giving that back to the youth, and how beautiful is that? What you see here today is a culmination of months of hard work, dedication, compassion, and relationship building as the youth center grew into a functional space for the youth services. Rob, again, we're so grateful and honored to have you here, to be children of Chiefs and to be part of our home and our family. Masai.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so you guys could do the honor and officially open the day room. We have really an honor of you guys because you put your heart into it. You became part of our team. And we truly value you guys so much. So this is your day room. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna keep this beautiful banner.
Thank you guys so much. It's an honor. When you were talking about having that one person, Flint in my life was that one person, and then it was my husband who saved my life. And we're so honored to be part of all of this. Seriously, thank you so much.
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you guys very much for just your whole team is something else.
This is beautiful. We love you guys. To be part of the team. And you guys are part of the team.
Okay, so come on over here. We got you something. Oh, I forgot.
you have the mic? Mic's over there.
Introduce us first. I'm proud to introduce our fellows today, Clayton Milkshake, and Alex. Clayton has been a huge support for the youth services program for 3 years. He's taught us how to make drums, he's joined us in concert camps, and he's shared many traditional teachings with the youth especially in the art. He's a renowned artist and historian, and we're so happy to have this support on our team. Wyona has been an inspiring us to work with. She keeps us centered each day on our focus to provide great support for children in the youth. And we're so happy to work with her and we love to listen to see them.
Shoot. So when you click on that link on yours, what does it do? Okay. Blessings, bring us good things, bring good energy, bring good things, and bless this life. Blessings. I'll do a little dancing and break the center a bit, or.
It is a great pleasure to introduce my longtime friend, Megan Hunt, and her daughter, Brianna. Megan is the Executive Director of Primary Care and Health with the First Nations Health Authority. Megan is the spouse of Preston Deneau, and Brianna is his daughter. Megan and Brianna will be formally opening a walk hall room, which we have dedicated to Preston Deneau's legacy. Preston was instrumental in developing Carrier's Youth Services, long before we had this beautiful space. He provided ceremonial and traditional Indigenous teaching, facilitated walk hall groups, and fought for the rights of Indigenous children. So I welcome Megan and Brianna Hunt to open the lodge.
Good morning. Thanks, Amy. Denise, Sakuzet, Sk'ai Zeh, Megan Hunt, Lakchabu, Brianna, Eagle Clan. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional territory of the Lheidli T'enneh people. I really raise my hands to CSFS and thank them so much for the opportunity to be with you virtually today. I'd like to start off by reading to you an acknowledgement from Preston's mother, Sylvia, and sister and brother, Shay Ganu. So to the staff of Carrier Sekani Family Services, on behalf of my mother, Sylvia, I'd like to express heartfelt gratitude in naming Ganu, naming the Ganu room after Preston. Preston's accomplishments with Carrier Sekani Family Services were tremendous, and we're so congratulating CSFS for the grand opening of their youth center. Preston's passion in life was helping Indigenous people succeed, more specifically our youth. He would be very proud to see the birth of this center and what it stands for. His family is apologetic that they can't be at the grand opening in person, but they're there in spirit and they're sending their deepest blessings, and they definitely will come and visit the center in the near future. The family acknowledges how much Preston has been dearly missed, especially for the young people who Preston spent so much time working with. I have Brianna with us here today, and when I've finished a few words from our family, she'd like to send a message to all of you as well. I couldn't say that naming the room Ganu Lodge could be any more fitting, given that Preston spent so much of his time in the Sweat Lodge and often brought many of the young people with him there. And for him, the program, Walk Tall, was really about ceremony. It was about the development and design of a program that wasn't just standalone space, but really on the land programming with young people. And when they weren't able to be on the land, the youth center was really a place of ceremony for those young people. And so calling it a lodge made absolute sense to us. A lot of the protective factors that Preston really instilled in the program and felt was important to the foundation was around traditional medicine, around ceremony and culture, on the land training, youth development and youth leadership, peer learning and advocacy. And as I look at many of the young people over the years since the program first started, you can see the power and the outcome of the initiation of how this program started. I remember Preston fondly often sitting in Mary TG's office, and they would have intense conversations about how to continue to evolve the program, how to continue to improve through quality redesigns, engaging with elders, and bringing sacred knowledge keepers in to be a part of the program and walk alongside the young people, many of whom I've seen now work in the program and also provide peer leadership in the program. Can see resiliency, increased levels of self-esteem and self-worth, pride, seeing increased self-potential, integrity and wisdom, many young people growing into very healthy, loving, competent and capable adults. And those outcomes are really a tribute to the vision that Preston had with CSFS, with Mary and Warner. And we very much appreciate the kind, gracious offer to name one of the rooms in the program after him. So thank you so much. And we really are just sending so much love and gratitude and wishing all of the young people who are part of the program now and those in the future every success. Go ahead. Okay.
I'm gonna go on the other side, let's go on the other side.
You could open it on the side.
So that they can give it to Megan and.
I was gonna, do it like on that side.
Okay, we officially open Canoe Lodge on behalf of Preston, our leader.
Yay. That's awesome.
So that brings an end to our opening ceremony of Sk'ai Zeh Yah. Thank you all for joining us virtually. We hope to see you in person when some of the restrictions of COVID-19 are lifted. We will be doing a virtual tour after this, if you stay tuned. And then we also have some PowerPoint slideshows to show you more after the photos. Really have place for this first and after that. And just really show the love, dedication to their craft for this space. So thank you. Stay tuned.
Flint Kyle here. And this is where the entrance is for the Youth Services Center. And I'll take you in here. There's
Beautiful.
Flint.
Hi.
So it's the other way.
You're live. You're an apple. Touch Jordan.
And it's live, but George, how do you flip it?
It can't. That's why we're getting you to do it.
I can't flip it, you guys. I'm gonna just turn it. So when youth come in, they'll come in this way.